Garbage disposers. An overview. Garbage disposer problems are very simple. Here's one that just hums, won't spin, and I have a crowbar stuck down in the throat of it to break loose whatever debris, metal, food, plastic is stuck in the teeth. You can use a big screwdriver or crowbar and twist it and break loose what's stuck. If that doesn't work, you can't get it out, put in a new disposer. Customer will call up and say the disposer's dead, it won't do anything. Click the switch on the wall, nothing happens. Well, oftentimes that's just little reset pops out. You can reach underneath the disposer, tell the customer how to do that over the phone, push that reset in and try it. Sometimes the repair is as easy as that. But if it then hums and pops the reset again, it's either bad or jammed. Occasionally, the disposer will be dead because the circuit breaker's off, or maybe the wall switch is bad. They fail. You need to put your voltmeter on the wiring at the disposer to find out if there's power at the disposer before you can tell whether it's the wall switch or the breaker or the disposer. So let's say you're in a situation where you've decided the disposer is shot and needs a new one. Well, a very high percentage of disposers today all come from the same factory, and they have this style twist flange. If you grab this piece right here, like I'm doing on this other section of 3, with the channel locks, and twist it counterclockwise, the flange rotates out of the sink flange and the disposer drops out of the sink. Here's the flange apart with the new disposer getting ready to be installed. Here's the way the flange comes from the factory. It's put together with the 3 screws and a snap ring that keeps it in one piece. This slides down into the sink, and in other videos we show you just exactly how to install this sink flange, but most of the time you just use the old flange and put a new disposer in underneath. Don't bother with getting into the mounting of the flange. Here's a new flange mounted. You see the 3 bolts. Tighten them up good and tight. Pull the flange up against the bottom of the sink. Here's the spring ring that snaps into this piece and holds this piece up against the sink. It's a nice design. It's no wonder it dominates the market. Incinerator started with it from Emerson Electric, and now if you buy a Whirlpool, GE, KitchenAid, Sears, it doesn't really matter. You're going to get the same setup. It's all interchangeable. Makes it nice for us. Here's a disposer installed, and obviously the new disposer tailpipe, which is this piece, is shorter and doesn't match up with the original. So that's part of what we teach you here, is you need to slide an extension over this to match it up. Matching problems are what separates the men from the boys in installing a disposer. A lot of times it matches perfectly, but occasionally you run into trouble like this. Here I am replacing the wiring between an old and a new. You need to install a connector here. This is called a Romex connector. Slide the wires through the connector into the disposer, wire nut it together, put the ground in, put her back in place. This line here is the line from the dishwasher into the disposer, where the waste comes into the disposer and goes down the drain. There's a knockout here on the new disposer. You've got to knock that out, otherwise the water will come and won't go into the disposer. This picture is shown to show you how you can buy an adapter like this and chop it at different positions to hook the pipe into the disposer. This is necessary if the rubber line from the dishwasher doesn't match this size. On newer dishwashers, it's not a problem. This is an older one where the pipe was small and needed to be size to fit the disposer. Here's a line coming in from the air gap up above, which is actually part of the dishwasher drain system. And the air gap was overflowing, which indicated that this line was clogged. Crud gets in here if people don't use the dishwasher very often, and you need to take this radiator clamp off and stick a screwdriver up into this hose and into the side of the disposer and get the crud out so that the dishwasher waste will not back up and flood up onto the sink. Here's my finger sticking into that line to see just what's going on in there, and here's a blurry picture of the crud that resulted. So that gives you a little bit of a taste of working on disposers. They're not very hard. It's a money maker, and usually you'll be replacing them instead of you don't take a disposer apart to repair it anymore. It's just not worth fooling with. You can buy a disposer for $40, and a nice one's only about $90. So we go into other details on these various overview subjects on other videos. See UncleHarry.com for 200 appliance repair videos.